today's video, we are going to be discussing the primaries that happened just last night in California, Iowa, Mississippi, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, and South Dakota. We're going to start with Iowa and then move forwards until we reach California. California going to take a long time to explain here, so we're going to skip California for right now. We're going to start with Iowa. Chuck Grassley has won his renomination and will probably, like a 99% chance of winning re-election to the United States Senate. Jim Carlin, many of these people just voted for him because they wanted Chuck Grassley to retire. Michael Franken, I thought Abby Finkenauer, I believe the former representative of one of the districts of Iowa that lost in 2020. I thought she was going to win, but she is coming up short right now with over 95% of the vote, and you can see there's not much vote remaining in the state. And yeah, Iowa's Zach Noon looks like to win this open seat, Iowa's 3rd congressional district. Now going to Mississippi here. Trent Kelly won the 1st district, not very surprising. Bernie Thompson won the 2nd district, not very surprising. Now Mississippi is one of the stubborn states that you need 50% in order to advance to runoff. I don't know why they haven't called the 4th district Republican primary. Seems evident to me that Mike SL has won with a margin of lead of over 1,500 votes with over 95% of the vote in. But again, that's their thing, not mine. But for the 3rd district, I have projected that this race has gone to a runoff between Michael Cassidy and Michael Guest. Right now, Michael Guest, as the incumbent, is about 600 votes, 530 votes behind Michael Cassidy, but we'll have to see right now. Looking at the county map of this race, seemingly the left part of the state, the Jackson suburbs, Rankin County, probably the largest county by far in the population of this district right now for the Republican primary, has gone to the incumbent Michael Guest, and Madison County, which is where the state, Jackson County, where Jackson is. It looks like this area is preferring Michael Guest, the incumbent, but for some of these rural areas, they are preferring right now Michael Cassidy. He is running up the margins very high. Right now, the county that is helping him the most is Laundering County with I believe, basically all the vote in, and he's netting about 1,500 from that county alone. But that's enough talking about this one district. And yeah, so this race likely will go to Mike Elzo and Stephen Palazzo. The incumbent Republican in 4th district will likely be in the runoff election. The 1st district of the state of Montana, so this competitive seat that I believe voted for Trump by about 7 percentage points. Right now, Monica Trenno, I believe that's how you pronounce his or her name, has won with 65% of the vote right now, while Ryan Zink and these two candidates are in a close race, though I do expect Ryan Zink to be able to win. Looking at this full race result here, this video is likely going to drag on for a pretty long time, but yeah, right now it does look like that Ryan Zink will be able to win because there's still a lot of vote from Missouri that's going to favor him, and from Granton County likely going to favor him as well, and Lincoln County no votes yet. That county is likely going to favor Al Orzecki, but we'll have to see. I think Ryan Zink has like a 90% chance of winning at this moment in time. The incumbent in the 2nd district on the Republican primary side, Matt Rosendale, has won renomination comfortably. Going to the state of New Jersey, Tim Alexander in this 2nd district, with a Republican incumbent, Tim Alexander has been able to win this nomination. Bob Healy has won against Ian Smith. The 5th district Republican primary, seems evident to me that Frank Pallotta has won this race, but we'll have to see. There's still 15% of the vote uncounted. And Robert Mazenzas, I believe the brother of Bob Mazenzas, Menendez, the senator that will be the senator that will be up for re-election in 2024 in the state of New Jersey. It looks like his brother will end up winning this race. Honestly, Bob and Zensas had a pretty close race in 2018, and a blue wave year, but being his brother doesn't necessarily hurt him too much here. Going to New Mexico primary election, Mike Ronchetti actually faced some opposition, but in the end, looks like to win the nomination pretty comfortably. There's still some vote left, but not much. On the Democratic Attorney General side, Rod Torres is expected to win, and Michelle Lujan Grisham will likely win. Has won renomination. This race is a pure toss-up on the general election level. In Kristi Noem, some Republicans, Donald Trump wanted her to challenge John Thune for refusing to basically overturn the election results, claiming as Donald Trump claimed voter fraud, and Kristi Noem largely backed those voter fraud claims, and John Thune did not. So yeah, but in the end, Kristi Noem has decided she'll run for renomination in the South Dakota governor primary and will easily win this primary. John Thune easily wins, with his challengers not having much of a chance. And the ballot issue constitutional amendment, it looks like no is it looks like it's going to be no. You do need 60% of the vote to pass yes, which basically grants the state more, basically expanding Medicaid in the state. Right now it's at 67.4% no. This should not have been a surprise whatsoever for people. Now going to California, this is where stuff really gets interesting. California has an open primary system, meaning the top two candidates, even if you get a majority, even if you get 99% of the vote, you still have to go into a general election. This is a primary. It doesn't matter how much percent of the vote, just the top two will advance to a general election. Hopefully that's clear. If it is not, well, I don't know how to explain it very well then. Anyways, Gavin Newsom easily wins the governor primary. He's at 56.6% of the vote, an outright majority. The Republicans have so many candidates. There's also an independent. The Democrats have a couple of small candidates, but they have garnered just a couple thousand votes each. So yeah, Gavin Newsom easily wins this primary. Going to Attorney General, Rob Montan, the incumbent here, is easily going to win re-election. Now, the Republicans actually have a pretty good combined vote against him. He's only at 54.8% of the vote. But if you look at where's the votes left, there's still a lot from Los Angeles. There's still a lot from the San Francisco Bay Area. He should end up at around 58% of the vote. Shirley Weber in this primary has been able to defeat Bob Bernowski, the Republican here. There's still a lot of vote, but it looks like that they have made a projection, and rightfully so. I do think they should have made the projection. Well, for Nahi Chen, it does look like that the Republican here in the open primary actually is going to be the winner, but if you're a Republican here, don't be overly excited, considering there were 4 Democrats that split the vote, basically garnering between 10 to 20% of the vote each. They have a combined total of 60% of the vote. And there's another Green candidate garnering 3.6% of the vote. Very likely that the Democrats will end up winning this controller seat. For Los Angeles mayor, it does look like these 2 candidates will win. I think they called it a little bit too early, considering there's only 18% of the vote in. But yeah, I think no, actually, sorry, there will be a runoff system no matter what. Scratch that. They should have called this race at this point in time. And Los Angeles Sheriff right now is still too close to call. San Francisco District Attorney recall. They recalled Gavin Newsom. It was unsuccessful. But no matter what, he's going to be he's rather either going to survive the recall. I think he's going to fail the recall though. Or he or a Democrat will replace him, so not much there. In U.S. House District 3, the Republican open primary, Kermit Jones. I'm going to show you guys the 3rd district in California. Just wait for a second here. California 3rd, I believe. Yeah, this district here is a open seat with a R+8 partisan lean. Biden only lost the district by 2. Right now, it does look like a competitive race between the top 2 candidates, but the Republicans have a combined total of they have a combined total of 53.5% of the vote. This race should easily go Republican based on these numbers alone. For the 13th district open primary, it does look like the Democrats and the Republicans have a pretty similar combined vote, though the Democrats have still a decently significant advantage at about 2.5%. Right now, the 13th district primary, I believe, yeah, it's this district right here. It's a D+7 district. Biden won the district by over 10. This should not be super difficult for the Democrats to hold, but I think that the Republicans will have a decently large fighting chance. The 22nd district is actually interesting. David Valadao, the Republican incumbent, is facing a lot of challenges. If he ends up somehow losing not being able to get 2nd place, David Valadao, if David Valadao does not win the Republican primary, it's going to be game over for the Republicans. The Democrats will hold the district by lean to likely margin. But right now, it does look like that David Valadao will hang on. Mike Garcia easily wins his renomination at 49.6% of the vote. Young Kim, the Republican incumbent right now, the Democrats, of course, have their candidate at 39.8%. Young Kim does look like to hold on as well. Ken Calvert and William Rowlands, it does look like this is going to be these 2 candidates. I'm not sure why they have not called this race. It's decently obvious to me who will win. Well, for the 42nd district primary, I also think it's going to be John Bickcone and Robert Garcia. I'm not sure why they haven't called this race either. Michelle Steele easily wins renomination at 49.3%. J.H. Chen, the Democrat in this race, also wins this open primary. And then Katie Porter, a pretty notable incumbent in this race, probably easily gonna win, considering she has 51% of the open primary vote in a environment that's very unfavorable for the Democrats right now. Biden's approval rating is very low. That being said, all the other small candidates come from the Republican primary. This will still be an interesting race to watch, but Katie Porter likely gonna win re-election based on these numbers. Look at the full race results. You don't really see much considering this is just a Los Angeles district. So the key takeaways is that the incumbents, no matter if the incumbents, they generally won re-election, and the expected candidates basically all won their races, except I would argue that Iowa was kind of unexpected. I did expect Abby Finkenauer to end up winning this primary. She lost. The polling was pretty off of this race, but for the other races, I wouldn't say were too surprising. And yeah, so thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and bye.